on this event, the bulk of whom are Australian. We're looking to create something which has, really strong foundations here. And I think if you can see behind me, if you came last year, you see the show's got significantly bigger in just 11 months, because we were here in March last year. And the potential for this show to be the new electric home and motor show for Australia is considerable, and we've made a good start, but we are extremely ambitious and hard-working, and we want this show to be really quite something over a number of different years, and something that can help move consumers away from combustion technologies to cleaner, greener technologies, and we'll come on to that in due course. So a very quick introduction from me. Most of the technologies that are here, whether it be electric vehicles or solar panels or batteries, or I know there's, we haven't got any wind turbines in here, we could almost fit one in, but all these technologies, even fuel cells, I don't think we've got any fuel cells here today, but all those technologies were really invented in the late 1800s. So wind forward 140 years, and obviously combustion technologies have had a very, very good run, and our societies really are based on what fossil fuels have given us. But things change, no thing stays the same forever, and we believe, for a whole variety of different reasons, whether it's clean air or climate, or just the fact that these new technologies are better in most of our opinions, now is a fantastic time to move to a new set of technologies. I think I could call this a new era in the motor industry, a new era in the home industry, but it's beyond that. It's a new epoch, it's a new paradigm. This will change things very, very significantly. On the Fully Charged show, we're lucky enough to go to lots of different countries and see what's going on, from places which are in early adoption stage to places like Norway, where 92% of new car sales in the last month were pure electric, and see what's going on. And Norway is an interesting canary in the coal mine, because actually they have almost entirely gone pure electric. They've pretty much abandoned hybrids, and they've obviously abandoned petrol and diesel as part of that as well. So we are constantly very fortunate to be able to see what's going on out there, and we can see this huge paradigm shift coming, where everything right through to the cars themselves, but how the cars interrelate with the houses, how does the dealership model work in the new paradigm. All these things are going to change very, very significantly over the next 10 to 15 years. The Fully Charged show was established by Robert in 2010 as a YouTube channel, and it has been an incredible voice, but I think we can all agree that was quite early to start talking about electric cars and clean energy, and I'm going to talk to Robert on stage a bit about how that began later on this morning. And since 2017 we announced our first set of events, and we ran our first one at Silverstone in the UK, which was an incredible juxtaposition, lots of loud motor cars going around the track, while we had a silent exhibition of electric vehicles inside. And this in fact is our 13th show. The show has been branded as Fully Charged Live until now, but now we've changed that brand to everything electric, as we look to get into people in the early mainstream who might not have heard of the Fully Charged show. And that so far has been quite a successful move. Electric vehicles are very much at the heart of what we do on our YouTube channels, and are very much at the heart of what we do with this show. But I spoke to a gentleman earlier, and we all agreed that the motor show, as was, is changing. The motor show now seems slightly out of date if it's just about cars. And so from our perspective, what we're seeing now is that car and home are going to be joined by a cable, and that's where we think this show can go. It can be much more than just about cars, it can be everything electric. However, people's emotions around cars are very, very, very strong. And Australia is no exception to that, and what we like to do is use these cars as the way to kind of pull people into this world, get them to start thinking about the energy they're using through the car. The car can be this spear tip, we think, to this kind of energy transition. And the show's not just about cars. We have solar panels in the UK. We don't live together, by the way. We both have solar panels on our houses, but we don't have too much sun to speak of in the UK. I mean, Australia is absolutely blessed. Not so much this week since we landed. I don't quite know what we've done to the weather, but you know, it is blessed with sun. And if you have an electric vehicle, the potential for solar and a battery is obviously huge, and the uptake is huge. I think Queensland just hit 1 million solar rooftops, I think, this week, for example. So it's not just about cars; it's about energy too. We have a whole array of energy things for people to see and do here as well. In the UK, we're just about to do our big London show, and more than half of the exhibits in the UK are energy related. As the show's grown, that's become a bigger and bigger part of what we do, and we would expect a similar trajectory here as well. We're about electric vehicles of all shapes and sizes, so you'll see bikes here, scooters, motorbikes, commercial vehicles, as well as an array of cars as well. And we have a huge test drive program, which you come to me on the tour. We'll get all the way down to the other end of the hall, and you can see where the test drive program launches from. One of the things that we're really excited about, and in general our audience is about vehicle to X, or vehicle to grid, vehicle to load, bi-directional charging. We think that once that becomes a reality, this whole market is going to go to another level. Certainly in the UK at the moment, 95% of the time your car just sits on the drive. Very, very expensive asset to just be sat there. Vehicle to grid, or vehicle to load, vehicle to whatever is going to be very powerful, and we have a number of different things, look out for them, in this hall that are being powered by cars, so keep an eye out for those, because we think that is going to transform this market once people realise that their car can actually be used for much more than just moving from A to Z. Finally, before we go downstairs and have a tour, I'm really interested in Australia's role in the energy transition. I think it is a real opportunity for Australia to play a more significant role in all of the markets that we've described. In the UK, I think it's fair to say our electric vehicle sales have kind of plateaued in the last year and a half, as we have a government that doesn't necessarily support those technologies. But it is an outlier. Most countries now are going through a very, very fast adoption rate, and we've obviously seen Australia more than double its EV uptake since we came last year. I have a sneaky feeling that Australia is going to be a big winner from this particular move towards cleaner technologies, because you have a great will, you have the sunshine, positive energy in general, you have access to materials and resources that we don't have in the UK. And we are watching with interest the fuel efficiency standard debate that's going on at this moment. And what I would say to anyone is it's much better to be in the club playing a positive role and embracing these technologies rather than sort of being outside it, as the UK has done. And the UK has now, I think, effectively had some companies that have not survived because the government has not backed this move. The future is electric. This show shows off all of those different technologies. I think we're fond of saying the future is already here, it's just not evenly distributed. We can't take you to Norway, but we've done our best to bring all those types of technologies to this show, and I'm very, very confident that Australia is going to move very, very quickly. And when we return here next year, it will be here again in 2025, albeit in March, which is our preferred timeline. When we return here again, we expect to have seen a lot more progress. So thank you very much for listening to me. We are going to take a tour. I'm just looking for Sophie. Sophie, are we following you? Are we going that way? Okay, let's all go that way. Right, you carry it.
Where Australia is got a great electric journey. So, welcome to Carly Irving Dolan from the NRA.
Thank you firstly for having us, and we are really excited to be here again, second time. Look, I think it is...
No, well, that is Jack. Do you know? But that's obviously been converted to electric as well. So we like to litter the show with as many different things as we possibly can. Over here we have the Home Energy Advice Team, which opens when the show is open. But what we find with this exhibition is people come with lots of questions about solar and batteries, heating and cooling their homes, and this is an area where people can actually address those questions one by one. Whenever we do sessions on home energy on our theatre, for example, we really can't do justice to the questions that people have. It's actually, and if you haven't already got an electric vehicle already, it's actually very, very easy comparatively to switch. Okay, so we've also got electric motorbikes here as well. The guys from Zero are doing demos from 11 o'clock here today. Let's just talk about the car very quickly then. We've got the Polestar 2 facelift car here, annoyingly much nicer than the pre-facelift car that I own, because it's now rear-wheel drive, single motor, it's more efficient, it's rangier. We've got the Polestar 3, which is the big daddy, very luxury thing. Polestar 4 will arrive here in us, I think, midway through this year, sort of sits between the two. Just tell us your favourite thing about each of those cars very quickly.
Oh gosh, well Polestar 2 in country now, I drive that. It's the most amazing car to drive. I mean, apart from all the good things about an electric vehicle, that's so fun to drive, it's really dynamic. We've got the 3 and the 4 that are coming. The 3, sort of large SUV, it's luxurious. It's one got all the sustainability built in, but it's got bells and Wilkins speakers, it's got all the space.
Okay, let's go to our pretty much our final stop now. Thank you very much to Renault. Fantastic car, by the way. I'll come and look at that later. Loving driving. It's got gears that you can pull. It revs. That might sound a bit weird and silly, but trust me, try it. It sort of works. So, very, very exciting car, and I think I've said this many a time in videos, but I think Hyundai and Kia are sort of the poster child for how to do this energy transition.
The Ioniq 5 World Car of the Year in 2022 is a mid-size SUV EV, inspired by the Hyundai Pony, the very first car built for export in the 1970s that put the Hyundai brand on the global automotive stage.
You with the test drive piece. This is our test drive program that we run at these shows around the world. At our most mature show, our Year 5 show in the UK last year, we managed to run 10,000 test drives over 3 days. A couple of the companies involved managed almost 800 test drives each over 3 days. And if you are getting familiar with this market, or you're very familiar, or maybe you're a little bit earlier to it, the significance of the test drive has absolutely changed with the emergence of electric vehicles. We have for many years bought the same brands, not necessarily needed to even do the test drive because we're broadly buying a similar car. This is obviously very different. Not only are people having to familiarize themselves with moving from combustion engine vehicles to electric, but also often moving brand entirely and meeting new brands that they've never seen before. So the test drive program is fundamental. I don't know if we'll be able to do 10,000 test drives this weekend, but certainly a few thousand. And this part of the show is going to grow and grow and grow. So there's lots of cars here for you to try, as you can see. There will be a few thousand test drives on these lovely surface roads around the Sydney showground. I suggest you book them up as soon as you can. They do tend to go pretty quickly. But for us, this is the epitome of what everything electric is about. People watch the YouTube channel, they do their desktop research there, and then the most serious amongst them come to this show to research and finally to buy these products. And obviously, from our point of view, we want people to take on these technologies and then spread the word and bring more people back to our show next year. Anyway, thank you very much for coming on the well, hopefully not too long-winded press tour. We're all available for questions throughout the day. I hope you really enjoy the show. Thank you very much.
I mean, I feel like I should sign some sort of disclaimer, shouldn't I?
That's it, I've signed yours, you signed mine.
Yeah, sounds like a deal.
Alright, so we're going for a test drive in the new Megane, which is just going on for sale right now. Test out the cup holder.
The most important feature.
There we go. So yeah. So are there different grades of them?
No, so in Australia we'll just be having the one grade. It's sort of an upper spec grade we call Techno.
Techno.
Techno is the name of the
cool.
grade. Yep.
That's cool. Very French.
Of course it is.
And what battery does it have?
So this is a 60 kilowatt battery.
Yeah.
With a range of about 454 kilometres.
Excellent. Yeah. And what about the power?
It's 160 kilowatts
160
of power,
kilowatts.
300 newton meters of torque.
Right.
0 to 100 in about 7.4 seconds.
Very nice.
Not necessarily the function of this car, but it's an important number to know.
Right. Very good. And it's just about to go on sale now, right?
Absolutely, yes,
Yeah.
launching this month.
All right, we'll hop in and do the test drive, and then I'll give you a report afterwards.
A glowing one.
A glowing one, for sure. All right, so yeah, I did enjoy the Megane. It goes quite nicely. It's very beautifully made. I'm very happy. I think it would make a great electric car for somebody. Very nice indeed. Enjoyed having the test. All right, I just took the Ioniq 5N for a test drive. We had the sound up with the whatever it was, the engine noise, which was pretty cool. Floored it a couple of times, and Nathan's actually a rally driver that took me for the drive, so that was cool. And yeah, I don't think I'd get the N, but I just get the normal i5. But yeah, it was nice to be able to test it after hearing everything with it, and it went very well. Here comes another one. Whoa, there's the back. So yeah, I thought they only came in the blue, but they come in a grey too, so that's interesting. Getting cleaned. So yeah, that was a very good experience, and now we do the e-tron GT next. Alright, we're going to take this puppy for a spin. Dream vehicle, 300 grand apparently. I don't know all the stats, but we'll have to find out how much she's got, but yeah, this is probably the best car I ever have driven in my life. So we'll see how we go. So yeah, that was amazing. I can't believe I actually got to drive a GT. We actually went on the freeway, didn't only got to do 80, gave it a little bit of a boost. Garnet's actually a race car driver, so I got to go with a race car driver. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Thanks, Garnet. And yeah, 440 kilowatts, 830 newton meters of torque. There's all the stats. I think that might be the highlight of my weekend, I think. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Very cool. Nice to be able to dream of. Alright, so I just test drove the ePartner. It was a very nice little van, and I was thinking about the whole van life thing. Quite nice, fairly basic inside in terms of the tech and that, and only 200 something odd K range, so I'm not sure whether that would work, but it was quite nice to test. And I'm almost tested out now. I think might give it a break and just go sit down and listen to some presentations, but it's been very nice to test all these cars. Alright, I said I wouldn't do another review, but I was cornered by the friendly BMW people, and I just did a test in the iX3, so that was quite nice. It was more of an SUV kind of car, but very nice BMW, all the same kind of quality stuff on the inside, very nice to drive. So yeah, like the BMW, but I think I'd still probably get the i4. I just like the sedan style more than the SUV. This one, I did ask the guy and he said it was more, 85 was the pre-on-road, so I was looking more at 90, so yeah, it's a bit more expensive than the Polestar, but very nice cars, the BMWs. And there's the car that I just tested going off. Alright, first car of the day, we're going to do the Dolphin. It's actually quite a nice looking little car, and they've surprisingly let me drive it by myself without an instructor or without a driver in there, so I'm just going to go around the block. But yeah, it is a very nice looking little car. Let's see what it looks like inside. Wow, looks pretty good. Feels good quality. Yeah, that was quite nice. It was only a quick drive, but I think I would pick this car as a entry-level car for sure. Quite nice, very nice indeed. BYD, build your dreams. First test drive of the day. Alright, so we just did the Genesis. Pretty amazing. I think this is now my favourite car that I've tested this weekend. It's just very nice, luxury inside. Obviously heaps of power, got the 800 volt architecture, all the features that the Hyundai Kia platforms have, and yeah, just really luxury, and it's very nice to drive and just very plush inside. Awesome. Had the camera rear vision mirrors and the boost mode and everything like that, and Dale got to take me driving, and he's a rally car co-driver, so he's just come back from the Dakar, which is pretty amazing. Legend, thank you so much.
Well done. Hope you enjoyed yourself.
Yes, I did. Love the Genesis. Might have to get it after I finish up with the Polestar, I reckon.
Sign you up.
This is the car I'd probably buy if I was in the market for one. So it's very nice quality and drove very nicely, and the performance was fantastic. So yeah, very happy with that.
Oh, okay. It comes with the charger?
Yeah, that's
this one? Yes. Mine's got the Lamborghini.
It does a little bit, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. How are you?
What company is this Lotus? I never heard of it.
Zika.
Really?
Oh, that's right. This is this Lotus. There we go. Very nice. Alright, we're going to do a walkthrough the whole way. Round and round.
What is that electric?
Here's the Electro. Awesome beast. Go back. There's a new car. Skywell, sorry. Brand I've never heard of before. Skywell. Another Lotus. Being converted. Ampol. Had a chat to Ampol. They've got 35 locations, 85 bays. They're increasing it to 300 over the year. AEVA. There's a Polestar. Wallbox. Oz EVs. Bug. So here's a panel. Which car companies could end up in the electric graveyard? I reckon Toyota will be one of them.
It's going to be game over for a few of them.
So, okay, we've got about 9 minutes left. I'm keen to get a couple of questions in, but let's go. What are they smoking at Toyota?
There you go, Toyota.
We've seen self-charging adverts in the UK, which insinuate hybrids are electric. We've seen constant scorn poured on pure electric cars by Akio Toyota, nonetheless. We've seen product claims of solid-state batteries that have never come to fruition. I mean, what is their game? Just delay, delay, delay? Do they have anything else? Is there anything real coming? I mean, Joe, from your perspective, the lobbying is outrageous, right? We've seen it in the UK, we've seen it elsewhere.
Yeah, and maybe they're extra strong with their lobbying because they know they're behind on the supply side.
There you go. That sounds like
on the demand side, some of our panelists have been talking about what's going on, what's going on in the market, how is this, what people like.
Carbon Zero Kitchen. Polestar. EV. Very good charging. weekend phase. Jet charge. There's Gavin from Ecotricity.
It sort of occurred to me that, like, you know, as long as the place is really
some my car people. Peugeot. GWN, Renault, or Audi. Hyundai.
But this guy got real clown. Yes. English guy.
Audi.
Yeah.
Genesis, one of my favourites for the weekend. There's the Audi. And that's it. That was our walkthrough. Oh, BMW, Peugeot. EV9. See you tonight. Electric vehicle cars. They do great work. Get a cup. Cup. And a pen. What? The Polestar 3 walk around. GWN boys having a little test. So bright.
What's happened to more, I think? Racing and why you think collaboration and electrical cars are actually great with it.
Absolutely, I mean, I'll be right to
Here's my car.
Charging in the UK, which has been removed currently. It's a classic chicken and cars just are not good enough compared to electric cars. There's far too few of them, and even if they sold enough to come down the cost curve, are you going to buy a Nexo or a Mirai or anything like that versus a Model 3 or a Polestar 2, it really is absolutely dead in the water. So from my perspective, it's been a useful thing for Toyota to use as cover, but it's just never going to happen. And it's obvious now to almost never happen.
Well, I'd just like to add to the conversation about hydrogen, is that the cost of your fuel is so much more with hydrogen.
Here's a tiny solar home.
Change the world, have
That's the end.